Hello, Professor. Today I'm going to give you a brief on my project, a movie recommendation system. This project utilizes two APIs, one of which is a movie database, TMDB, and another is a Hugging Face to fetch data, summarize descriptions, classify genres, and generate recommendations based on user inputted genres and their movies. So first, we have to download and install a few packages, and after we initialize them, I have used both of my free API keys. And now the first function I have written is the get movie function. It will send a HTTPS get method to fetch data from TMDB API using the user inputted title to get the description as well as rating and the movie overview. And the movie overview will also be used by Hugging Face API to summarize the description and give a complete overview instead of just a blurb or a overline of 2 or 3 lines. And then next, I have classified a few genres, which I thought would be the main 11 in movies, which are action, comedy, drama, fantasy, history, mystery, romance, thriller, crime, science fiction, and slice of life, sports, war, and western. And this particular method is the similar movies method, which will correlate the description of the user inputted movies as well as the genres and compare it with all the other movies which are going to be recommended to match in a similar wavelength of the movie descriptions. And the next is it will get movies by year and genre. And now this is a recommendation chain in which I have created for this will be called every time it needs to recommend a new movie, and will be called repeatedly over 5 or 10 times based on how many uh, 10 movies basically which the user will be getting recommended. And this will basically filter all the movies by rating so that they will know which ones were good and bad and decide on what needs to be watched or ignored basically by reading the particular summarization. And this is my main function in which the user inputs a movie title and then a genre or a multiple genres which they want to look at. And based on that, the movies will be first user inputted movie will be described as well as given a complete overview of how the movie they inputted is, their rating, their summarization of that movie. And now it will call the similar movies function to get all the other similar movies and compare it with the user inputted genre as well as the movies to give them movies in a similar genre or somewhat of a description which will match their inputted movie. And now this will sort all the movies based on the rating as basically the vote average. And it will give title, vote average, overview of the full movie. As in, if you read the movie, you would basically know the complete plot, I guess. But that's what would give a person to completely know which type of movie they want to watch. And if there are no particular movies in the whole database, which would be highly unlikely, uh, it would not recommend any other movies as similar as the ones they have inputted. And finally, I have put two questions basically if they want more recommendations or just want to exit out. And I was wanted to make sure if they really want to exit out. If they don't, they will be redirected and then they'll get a few more movies recommended. And this is what I have inputted. The movie I watched was Dark Knight recently, and also wanted a movie which had a thriller genre. And these are the recommendations I got. So basically, this is the first one I have watched. So it's gonna give me an overview or the summary of the movie I have watched, as well as the rating. And then it will check throughout the database and kind of match this particular description with any other 5 to 10 movies which it has recommended, and maybe match it with the things I have liked in this one. As this is a crime uh, genre, and I have inputted thriller, there will be a few which will be matched based on the overview and a few which will be matched based on the genre to give a complete picture of recommendations based on what the user will want to watch. Even though the ratings are not that great compared to the one I have watched, it will still give a good recommendation based on the description at least. So that way, even if the thing the rating is bad, but they like the overview, they would probably like to spend an hour or two watching the movie. And finally, these are the two other authentications basically, as in if they really wanna stop having recommendations and are they sure about it. And that basically concludes my project. And it's been a fun project getting to know about generative AI and learning a lot of stuff. And I wouldn't have been able to understand what generative AI basically is unless I were taken this course and did some modules. And thank you very much, Professor.